On your face. Okay, are we live? Can I do this? Can I switch it? It ain't gonna let me. Okay. Just bonjour tout le monde. Or for whoever's watching or not watching, I'm doing this to increase some engagement. I'm a working artist. I work as I have a master's degree in filmmaking, and I paint and I sell my stuff at the Frenchman Street Art Market. Oui, là-bas après de le quartier français. I try to speak French. I'm not that good, but down there on Frenchman Street. And I'm wanting to take you through a little project I'm working on for a few hours today, which is a coloring book based on the characters in Boudini et ses amis. Là-bas. Il y a des cartoons, dessins animés. Anyway, so here we go. We're just gonna look at what's going on in here. Just what's going on right here. What is it? Okay, so we're doing a cartoon, and this is Adobe Animate. And we're doing a coloring book, and this is Adobe Animate. So I have a little controller right here, and I could zoom in and I could zoom out. Whoa! And I could hit this button, and I could turn it into a hand that moves the damn thing around. So, and I zoom out like that. And I just draw directly onto the screen. I have a secondary screen there. Deuxième écran, I don't know how you say that, comme tu dis. And that's my timeline and all that, but a timeline is irrelevant because it's a coloring book. It's not a moving cartoon. It's just one picture at a time called panels. This coloring book will be available through Creole Cartoon Company, run by one of the sweetest men I know, Philippe Biadeau, and a very close friend. He's my phone husband, as we would say, because we have to talk more to each other than to our girlfriends. All right. So, just moving along here, and how do I know what to draw? Well, I've already done the work ahead of time. I did a sketch. That's my reference pictures I use to make sure I'm getting the alligators and the bones right. There's my reference picture for the little Shawi garçon, the little raccoon boy here. You know, because I don't spend my time in the wild painting wild animals, you know, or going to the zoo. I don't know what they look like from different angles, so I always have to get some little reference pics. And of course, I did this this sketch here. Very sketchy. You know, it's rough. There's like stuff everywhere, you know, like the chichuts, the little shits around here. You know, it's a sketch. It's just to get me in the ballpark. How'd I do those? Well, found a couple of Google images and I just traced over a couple of them. And that's how I did those. So now we're in the process of turning Pig Boy. This is Pig Boy. That's him. This is a character designed by Philippe Biadeau. And I have my width on, and I'm just gonna go in and start bussing it. I'm mostly tracing, but not entirely true because I have to fix as I go. So I'm actually 80% tracing. I'm tracing and fixing. Fixing to be a millionaire. Ooh, okay. All right, and then we're gonna, now his little ears, they droop down, and I've been struggling in how to show it properly. I mean, I guess that. Building a mystery. So and so. Carefully with the vampires at night. And the voodoo dolls and the. I don't care how cheesy that song was. It's a great song. A lot of shit is. The greatest art ever made is cheesy as hell. I mean, look at slapstick humor movies like, well, The Naked Gun is a very famous one. Hot Shots, Part 1 and 2. My favorite is Top Secret, starring Val Kilmer. My sisters have accused me of, I know about pop culture and I know about stuff, and suddenly around 1996 it just, or maybe a little further, but it just sort of cuts off, like I don't know anything. It's like I just stopped paying attention. Probably one of the effects of getting involved with things I shouldn't be doing in my younger days. So this is a taper. When you put a taper on it, it makes points at the end. When you take off the taper, it's just round at the end. So I have to constantly make a little flood of artistic decisions about taper or no taper. And I guess generally it has an artsy look to it, and it gives a quality of a classic quality. But does make for, if you're trying to connect it, it does, I guess that's good for teardrops. Yeah. Who sung that song? Building a mystery, and so carefully. You know, I can't play it live because because it would be a copyright infringement strike. And would certainly. Now, the best thing about digital work, I do both stuff on paper and digital. I love both. Art is art, baby. As long as I'm creating, we good. The best thing about digital art, I'm going to tell you right now, it's two things that you cannot beat with physical art. There's two things you cannot beat. That digital is a hugely sell point, while I'll never stop doing digital, is the power of zooming in and out like this. Just a little button click. Pressez le bouton. That's amazing. So think about it. You gotta, with physical work, you'd have to keep walking back and come back, and then, the light of the room is affecting, the shadows and moving around. The second thing that digital is amazing at is two words: Control Z. How many times has people in your life wished they could Control Z something? It'd be nice to be able to Control Z in real life. The only place we could do it is right here in the computer. Thank God we had that. Oh, by the way, if you don't know what Control Z is, if I go, oh, crap, mela, I could just hit Control Z and puts it back. It undoes the last action you just did free of charge. So we investigating Pig Boy. Now, I like to have the outer ink width be slightly bigger than the inner ink width. So I'm going to increase it by 1 notch and just trace me the outside like that. I'm going to trace with my little shaws the welcome tablet. All right. So I just did a little Control Z. You know, it is like hunting a little bit. Sometimes I hold my breath. I don't know who's been deer hunting. I've sat in deer blinds and I've shot at deer once, I think, but I've never actually been deer hunting. I really only technically been duck hunting one time in my life, for real. In the duck blind, you know, you just freezing your ass off, just sitting there in a pile of hay. It's being held up by wires. Okay. So this coloring book is going to be available through Creole Cartoon Company. We'll be selling it. I have a little art tent at the Frenchman Street Art Bazaar on Frenchman Street. And thank God for that. I'm doing that today. Actually, I gotta go load up here in a little while. Add that taper back, boys. Give me that taper. Ooh. Oh, these look like those 90s. Some people maybe in the late 80s, but I think it was those giant pants. Remember they come out like this? Hey, what is this shit? Oh, it's saving. Remember in the 90s they come out like that and it was denim? And like the little kids say, hey man. Remember that? Like giant pants. It was like talking head pant. I don't understand that style. Never did, never will. Oops. Control Z. Some little wrinkles, because you know it's wrinkled up. And thank God, I think there's good people on the earth still. You know. We're still here. Oh, buddy. Woo, woo. Well, we Bob Ross in this thing. Let's go. I don't care what anybody says. Bob Ross, one of the greatest people that ever have lived. Isn't it the Holy Trinity? Bob Ross, Fred Rogers. Okay. No, we gotta give him the thick ink on the outside. That's right. Whoop. Oh. Hey, if y'all have anxiety issues like me, I found just make fart sounds and it helps soothe you and just act like you're reacting to just horrible, horrible sharts. Okay. Let's take off that sketch now. Boom. Where we at, baby? Oh! Ce n'est pas loin de ça, près de ça. We are close, près de la fin. Okay. The next part. Oh, we gotta put those dinosaur bones in there, baby. Ooh, I'm scared of that. Okay, what about, I feel like I did such a tight job back here already. I could just copy these because they're pretty tight. Seem like they're ready to go. Why don't I just copy them? So I'll do that by lassoing. Oh, I'm on the wrong damn layer. Shit. Is this the right layer? Yes, okay. Sorry, we're losing control here. Okay. Lasso. Hey! What the? Hey, man. What the? Hey, bro. You know, I don't let this computer trip me up. Okay, there we go. Control C. How many times we wish we could all control C in our life? We can do it here though. Control V. Ooh! Turn it black, turn it black. All right, so let me choose the color. That was immensely satisfying. I feel like I just saved an hour of work. Oh yeah, baby. Oh! Just gotta tidy up this right here. Shit. I am obsessed with the soundtrack. I think it's the best soundtrack ever made. It's Conan the Barbarian. Beso Palladores. You better check yourself. You don't know that, you don't really know me, you know? Okay. All right, so that's, is it get a thick ink with, or is the emphasis be on the kids? If I use the thick ink with here, because it's on the outside, it's gonna bring that forward to us. And I wanna keep it back there, like it's over there. So, let me make a decision. I think we're gonna keep it thin today, boys. Maybe just this line, because it's close to them, would be a little bit thicker. Just to kind of play with the audience's expectations a little bit, you know? You got to create an illusion. And so this one would be coming, let's see, this way. If this is here, this needs to be this. I think I'm just gonna have to straight raw dog it and just eyeball it. Okay, woo! Okay. We raw dog, whoa! It's gonna go right through her hair. Oh, shit. I don't like that. It needs to, you don't want something going right, splitting somebody's in the middle of their head. It looks like, okay, let's see, what can I do? What can I do? We're gonna create a false, oh! Now, to be able to do that, if you're not as much of an experienced artist, I'm like mid shelf. I'm a solid mid shelf on that. I'm the old faithful, you know? I'm that old John Deere tractor, but it still runs, baby. Okay? So, all right. That means this would have to move. Shit. I don't want to move that. I gotta do so much construction on the set. Today we're going to extend out the dinosaur exhibit table 7 inches over. The bones of the table. The table. Got to get them in here. Get the carpenters. We got to cut off and. You know, this is surgery. Woo! I guess I like doing YouTube live. I can't start daydreaming about others. I have to stay on task. I kind of like that. I do teach an editing class at college. Let's see. Woo! Ooh, that's exciting. Clean that up. All right, and then rainbow wheels of death. Yow, boy. Okay. Then how would this corner come? Let's see, it would just go here. And it would be somewhere in there. So assuming that's where it is, because we were all dogging. Boom! No, that don't feel right. That don't feel right now. That feels right. Why is this messy? What's going on? Okay, so I don't want this to cut through the middle of her head. Okay, so we moved it. Good. Then this would come here, and I'm just imagining the line. I'm just guessing. Because you know, it's a coloring book, but it ain't. It's almost better that it's not quite perfect. You know, it has a human touch. Wow. Okay. Oh, I think on our I didn't go around the Tishawi with the number 3 width. I'm gonna have to do that. We gotta have a consistent look, you know. It could be stylized, and I'm scared because it's little fur and, you know, it's got the solid color in the tail, and that's weird. And how do you sell this illusion? It's all about selling illusion. We're illusionists. We're damn magicians. I don't care what anybody says. Filmmakers, too. We're just paid illusionists mixed with a psychologist. Actors are professional liars. I mean, you know, candy coat it. But all movies are lies. I create dreams as a filmmaker, but I'm basically selling you a basket of lies. And well, not documentaries. You know what? That's not true. It's not a basket of lies. It is a series of illusions that are technically lies. To exist, to enlighten, entertain, and make new memories that are meaningful in your life. So, sorry, I shouldn't be so harsh about me. Some lies, yeah. Made that. I want to know about all these UFOs, man. You know, I got really good critical thinking, but some of that stuff is mighty credible. As you may or may not know, I watch constant astronomy and evolutionary documentaries and talks with scholars. I have infinite interest. I definitely listen to Star Talk. I would say almost daily or daily. At least clips. Oh, I forgot to do his little nose. Oh, what does a raccoon nose look like? Well, funny you should ask. We have a reference planned right here, Mr. Woodworth. Right there. Oh, it's just a little round. It's like a little Disney nose. Oh, okay. Well, that's easy. Let me just make a little round nose. Almost like a bear nose. Does it need its own little reflection? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today. All 0 of you, or 1 or 5 or 700. I think I need to add. This ain't right. This is some lazy bullshit right here. Ooh, sorry about the cursing. This is me being lazy. This is some bullshit. Normally I have music on, but I'm honored to have you with me here today, and YouTube would strike me with some sort of a copyright infringement, and rightfully so. And I think you know what? I think I could just sort of fake this here and watch every paleontologist call me and send me hate mail. Yeah, Mr. Woodworth, your bones are really wrong. It looked like you were just making it up. You know what? Let me do the honorable thing. Let me check. I have the damn reference. Oh, it's outside of the reference picture. That's why I don't have it. Ah, don't me crescia. Almost said don't me cropo. I'm making up new shit. All right. All right. Okay. We're just gonna I think we're just phoning it in a little bit there. It's okay though. It'll be fun for the. Oh, look how messy. That's nasty. That is This is Bourbon Street trashy. Oh, hell no. You know what? I will say, I sometimes I think what's his name is doing a good job with the IV waste, which I think is supposed to stand for 4, as in Sidney Torres, the 4th. Oh yeah, this is all phoned in. I mean, come on. Jeez. Ik voel some kruid. Now look at that. ET phone home. Still one of the greatest films ever made as well, E.T., and an amazing soundtrack by John Williams. I would rate him as my favorite film composer of all time, but my favorite soundtrack of all time is Basil Polidoris' Conan the Barbarian, followed shortly by Mr. Williams' Empire Strikes Back. Oh boys, they needed to clean that up. Went to Heart of City for that. Yeah, this is a public museum. Why am I doing this work? Y'all got some government contractors? What is that connected to? I guess it's just floating with the force. Okay, so these would be strings. I guess they would be strings. So they would go up. Yeah, because it's a museum. This thing has to have a stand holding it. I hope they don't. No, I just put a stand at the bottom. Sorry, y'all. I thought I was about to leave the stream. You know, they say it's a good way to make a little money, and I do this shit every day. So I just share a little hour of my day. You know, creating new things. Absolutely based on old things, you know. Oh. Okay. Almost there. Glad I did this little check. Jeez, this was a mess. No? It's too confusing for a kid to know. Oh, it's got to hang from wires or be held up with fence posts, you know. So I guess I won't draw that in. We just know that they're being suspended in some sort of way. I think that's it. All right. Merci pour votre aide, or for watching, I guess. I'll try to do this every day. À la prochaine. Mais how quit that?